Welcome to Loleventvods. These are the best highlights of today's LEC 2025 matchup.
Clips is such a powerful self-defense tool. The Corki can go in as well.
His expectations, I think, were considerably lower. He's had some incredible games. Potential gank coming in topside, 1-1-3, what do you got?
Skipped his entire topside for this. He knew the wave was pushing in. Nako trying to flash away. He's going to get locked up. Permafrost stuns him. And there is Burst Blood. BDS secure it.
1-1-3 makes an early impact. Take camps away, so really well played from 1-1-3, who we did say, good amount of options from him and a lot of responsibility to get the game going. This is now around bot side.
Buzz is low though, down to 100 HP. Does have the cleanse, no barrier for him. Linces comes in, lands the knock-up onto Ice, who does still have that flash. Heal comes out, there's the cleanse as well. Ice and Paris able to survive the dive.
Well, maybe they went for that 2v2 because they had their jungler there, but it looked really dicey. He doesn't really have that many combat stats, but he is an Ezreal. Let's see if he can land some more Qs before this comes through. Linces starts it up, but 1-1-3 has his eye on them.
1-1-3 currently just hovering, seeing perhaps if he can steal one away. Looks like Kazi and Hylissang were able to get the push in mid. Well, they had an extra man there. Like Kazi, Hylissang, and Chayak were all in the mid lane. This does mean that Vitality giving up some pressure on that bot lane tower, a plate going over to Irrelevant, so that's kind of the trade we've seen thus far. Now with Ice a little bit separated from the team, 1-1-3 going to try and land this smite, can't quite get it. The jump in by Paris though with a double knockup, pushed back by the Pathmaker, Gravity Well coming out as well by Nuke, and unable to catch Vitality inside it. So in the end, it's 3 grubs over to Vitality in exchange for a plate in the start to start up this dragon. It should be pretty easy for Ice and Paris to get prior themselves.
He's doing it with his lane prior. Wow,
he's got prior.
Wow. Man, that 113 that Specialist Finn told us about earlier.
Do you want to actually talk through why that is so important? Because you did talk about a pre-game or Detective Nightmare or whatever, Noir.
I've never heard of him in my life. So one of the most interesting things that Finn was talking to me about players on both these teams.
Obviously, on something like a Leona, you do kind of have to go in, but we saw a good play from him here. He pushed up, he got a little bit of vision into the red side jungle, has now been cleared out, and now pushing up with his team rather than just being the one man standing at the grubs. The first grub, though, 1-1-3 is looking for this, will secure it. TP's coming in. BDS now have a man advantage as Chayak is down towards the bottom side, and we talked about the fact that 3 grubs do not a might make. And in the end, BDS, although they did lose those first 3 grubs, were able to even out the score.
So, big thing here, I guess what you're trading...
2 plates and a TP advantage as well, because Nuke TP'd up to the top side, Chayak still has his, so if Vitality want to make a play in the next few minutes and use that advantage, they can. Hilly's going to use the oracles here, locked up with the Glacial Prison, and Hylissang's dead. And that's well played by BDS. Hilly's just poking his nose in, seeing if there's something there. Linces jumping forward as well. I think he got the smite on the Gromp, so does manage to steal it away. Yeah, but BDS kind of cheated tempo a little bit. They just had an extra man sitting there. Chayak goes in. Puts down the... Okay, no.
Oh,
no, man.
No.
Chayak. He dashes forward. Permafrost's going to stun him up. 1-1-3 will take him out. Linces tries to save the day, but... Yeah, the first one, Hilly was a little bit of...
playing that maybe Linces could come back and join in, but that felt like it was very, very...
Oh, this is nice, though. Linces stays around, knew that Nuke was backing in the bush. Well played by Linces. Nuke greedy positioning as well.
What is happening? Both of them.
In the end, it's called off. 16 seconds on the Drake.
Yeah, good ward coverage from Vitality, but the backs are coming at a really good time for BDS. Here comes Paris.
Paris looks for Linces, will get him in the pit, but that quickness not really doing too much. The Permafrost though on Hilly, he goes back in with 100 HP, locks up Paris, who tries to dive away. The Emperor's Revival will lock him up. There's 2 kills already to BDS. Nako TP'd in, as has Irrelevant, but he's a mile away from the fight. In the end, BDS find 2 in the battle.
Of the game, that starts to become a bit of a problem now for Vitality because depending on what the Rift is, of course, and the soul that's on it, they are going to be starting to really rue that soul coming around. It's really when you get around to 2 items that you start ignoring your lane opponent and you just show the fear of God to the other people on the Rift. Really, let's have to flash out just before Herald.
Hilly walks back in! Oh, Hilly has the flash here, but he's locked up, stunned up, flashes the wall, and there goes the Arcane Storm. Oh, Hilly.
I don't understand what is happening here. They have the wards, they have the engage tools as well. They have all the information to approach these objectives, but they're giving up some real freebies. And, I mean, I wish we could say it happened less from Vitality, but this has become a bit of a hallmark for the team.
Yeah, it's their problem is just how inconsistent they are as a lineup. And BDS's problem a bit this year has been how consistently mid they have been, right? But when when the opposing team is giving you kills like this, is giving you gold advantages like this, BDS are more than capable. Obviously, it's not Voracious Atacant, right?
Yeah, you know,
it's Voracious, not doing it.
funnily enough, we saw our first. Well, we are going to see the Dragon start up now, so this will be sole point for BDS. They are setting up vision for the Atacant. Now, as we said, Azir takes this objective pretty well. Irrelevant on 2 items, though. With the Shred from Atacant, he might be able to ward them off by himself. You need to be a little bit careful in Vitality.
Nuke has TP as well. Ice is going to be left behind. Solar Flare flashed away by Irrelevant. That Atacant is down to 8,000 HP. Now, Nako doing a good job of keeping BDS away, but Irrelevant's done a good enough job of distracting them that now BDS are close enough that Vitality don't think they can stick on the Voracious Atacant. And because of the positioning...
Huge strategic advantage. Atacant is still up as well. Vitality couldn't really threaten that one.
They're going
to go back to it. I mean, there are resets coming through from BDS. How quickly can they take this? It really is about how much Chayak can put down onto it.
I'm honest. Being honest, I think if you're BDS, don't even try. What are you fighting over in the next, couple of minutes, right? There's no Drake, there's no Baron. Vitality can try and force for a tower, but who cares? You're going to get there late, give them the false life. Well played by Vitality.
The gold standard for that objective.
Yeah, those false lives will expire before we get towards the Baron. Kazi cleansing away here. Naka was just trying to back in the bush. Kazi a little bit pushed up. He can play a bit more aggressively, obviously, with the false life, but BDS do still have the gold advantage. Nako forced away. The tower goes down as well, and even though the Articon went over to Vitality, it's BDS forcing the pace of the game.
Hilly just around the corner, spots that Paris. Enough damage to follow up anything from this, maybe.
They've got enough CC. It's the Shield of Daybreak stun first, was so important, but Paris gets the quickness off in time. Not quite able to...
Already see that Victor poke. Really, really nasty. Yeah, there's some coming through. Of course, from the Ezreal, a little bit from the Azir as well. See if the... Oh, a True Shot Barrage definitely evens things. And Linsus going to go straight down to that Dragon alone. BDS, they don't want to force this. They don't want to go too quick.
It's one of those moments that if you lose this fight, you just delay the game a bunch. 1-1-3 goes forward. They try and lock up Chayak. Immediately, they dash back in. Public execution going out as well as Ice is ready to kill off Hillisang. It's disaster for Vitality! Look at the storm, baby! It's a Tempest from Nuke. As BDS...
Vitality get caught into the meat grinder, and suddenly you can now go towards that Baron. You can tank it for forever. Yeah, you lose the Dragon, but I don't think they'll particularly care after this point. They'll get themselves the Baron on the top side, and that's going to make things very good on these late game carries. Stuff like this Victor is absolutely in his wheelhouse, and he's delivering right now.
It's not good for Linsus. 1-1-3 and Paris are waiting just around the corner. Linsus has no flash, has the cease and desist, might just go on to Irrelevant here. But Paris is there for the follow-up. Permafrost, CC lands. And down goes
Seekers as well that's a hard job to do.
Can't remember him flashing this game. I'm sure he has. Solar Flare just gets the tip of it. Zenith Bait going in as well, but Hillisang engages. It's like, you know he's round the corner, man. Paris goes in as well, lands the charm, is locked up with the season desist, but Linsus pays for it with his life. Irrelevant diving onto the backline now as well, as Kazi is limping away from this. The all-out from Nako pulls Irrelevant over the wall, and Ice is dashing forward as well with the Valkyrie. Nako. And he'll be the only one to stand while the rest of his team falls. BDS now knocking on the doors of the base.
Vitality have not been able to shut down the carries of BDS. Nuke and Ice have had 3 team fights for the grand majority of the game, and they've really looked comfortable with it.
30-minute demolition, really, from BDS. They waited until they were at a powerful point of their composition. Vitality did give them a few extra money bags in the early game as Hillisang falls for the 6th time this game, but really not too much of a challenge, it seems, for BDS here in game 1. We'll see if Vitality can bounce back and make this a 3-game series, or if the way of the LEC will just continue and it will be another clean 2-0. BDS are going to go 1-0 up as Chayak falls once more, as does Linsus.
They finally remember to right-click on the Nexus.